Today's video is brought to you by tcrew.com. If you're in the market for some great grooming tools for trimming, dry shaving and outlining, then please go to my website tcrew.com. Use discount code MARK to get 10% off your purchase. Link in description. This is Mark's Mind. YouTube, what's happening? It's Mark here from Mark's Mind. I've been meaning to do this video for ages. I wanted to talk about this stuff even before this guy died, but unless you've been living under a rock, if you know who Kevin Samuels was, he passed away not too long ago, and I'm doing this video to talk about Kevin Samuels and his perspective, or what was his perspective on relationships. Now, what was surprising to me, well, actually it's not really surprising because I know how people are, but I saw people damn near doing cartwheels in the street celebrating this guy's death, right? I wonder if they will do cartwheels when Fauci snuffs it. I wonder if they will do cartwheels when Bill Hates, as I call him, snuffs it, right? I wonder if they will be doing cartwheels in the street when Klaus Schwab snuffs it. I wonder if they'll be doing cartwheels on the streets when, let's see who else can be on that list. Justin Trudeau snuffs it. Joe Biden snuffs it. And all these people who is actually working against them. Yes? That guy over at the World Health Organization, Bedros, whatever his name is. Will people be doing cartwheels when they snuff it? Or you're just willing to do cartwheels in the street when someone comes to you with some raw, unadulterated truth? Because here's the thing. While I didn't agree with everything Kevin Samuels said, some of what he said had merit. My girlfriend and I have spoken about his approach at length. We've watched his videos together. We've laughed in parts where he said something that we deemed funny. But here's the thing, from what I understand with the guy, and I've watched his interviews. I've watched his interview with Vlad TV. I've watched his interview with what's that rapper called? Can't remember his name now. Has a podcast. Joe Budden, whatever his name is. I saw him being interviewed there as well. And when Kevin Samuels first started out, his main demographic was, at least when he started with the relationship stuff, he started talking to men in the exact same raw way. Then he switched over to talking to women and men. And the backlash didn't start until he started talking to women in his abrasive, no holes barred kind of way. And women were outraged. I have one friend who was happy that he was no longer going to be on social media because what he talks about, you know, puts women down and blah 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 blah. Now, men, over the years, we've been conditioned to take criticism from the time we're boys. We've got to take it, we've got to suck it up, we've got to walk it off. You right? Criticism is part of being a man. You have to take it and move on. Women, not so much. They've been coddled as girls. You know, oh, little pretty, right? So when someone comes to them and starts telling them the raw truth, they don't know how to deal with it. We know how to deal with it because we've been getting it our entire lives. So Kevin Samuels would talk to women. He would ask them questions about their dress size, their height, their weight, that type of stuff. And women would be like, oh my God, the audacity. How could he ask a woman how much she weighs and her height? And he would rank them, you know, he would ask them to rank themselves. Like, how would you rank yourself out of 1 to 10? And I think he said to them, you can't rank yourself as a 6. So you're either below a 6 or above a 6. And some of these women with delusions of grandeur, you know, they're ranking themselves like, yeah, I think I'm a 9, I'm a 10. I'm like, come on. You know, my glasses work. You ain't no 9 or no 10. Some of these women are over 200 pounds, right? Dress size, whatever, and think that they're gonna land what was referred to as a high value man. And I've seen Kevin Samuels talk about high value men, not necessarily just being them being high value based on their net worth, their money in the bank, but a high value man. You know, I'm not a rich dude, but I consider myself a high value man. I'm a principled man. You know, I'm an intelligent man. I'm hardworking. I'm not rolling in cash, you know, by any stretch of the imagination yet, not yet. But I'll consider I'd be an excellent father. I know that much. A good provider, and one day a great provider. So I'd consider myself a high value man. Some women say I'm handsome. Who knows? Some men have said I'm handsome. Maybe what they're saying is true, you know, but that's neither here or there for me. But the reality is that most women, and here's the thing, and I'm not saying about all women, but most women actually do value men based on how they look and how much money they have. Just like men, we like to look at beautiful women, and let's not get it twisted, women also like to look at handsome men. I remember my ex told me some years ago when we first started dating, she said to me, I like looking at good looking things, pretty things, and you're a very handsome man. She told me this. Yes? Again, am I? I don't know, but that's what she told me. My current girlfriend thinks that I'm a handsome man. We were having this back and forth yesterday, and you know, we do this every now and then. We'll be watching a movie or TV show, and you know, some actor will come on and like, what do you think of him? Because all these actors, you know, the guy from Criminal Minds, I can never remember his bloody name, him, or all these, you know, Michael B. Jordan, all these guys will come on these movies or whatever we're watching, and she's like, I don't like his mouth, I don't like his nose, his eyes are too close, and I'm like, damn, I must be amazing because you find me attractive. And she says, well, it's just a matter of taste. But my point is this: money is a big factor when it comes to, and looks are a big factor for women when it comes to them, you know, choosing a partner. When a woman tells you that they want a man who is educated, they don't really care about his like actual book smarts education. They don't care if he knows poetry and is he well read on European art and architecture. They don't really care about that when they say education. What they really care about, in my experience, is that he has a degree that can earn him a 6 and above figure salary. That's what they really care about when they say they want an educated man. It's like, how does his education translate into raw cash? Is he going to provide for me? Is he going to pay the bills? Yes, some women out there, they provide for themselves. They earn very well. They are in great paying professions and whatnot, right? And that's cool. But ladies watching this, the reality is, as educated as you may become, you could get to PhD level. You could have 3 PhDs. The reality is, ladies, is that men don't care 2 hoots about your education where that's concerned. Men, in terms of your education, all right, it'll be good if you have a degree, but it's not essential. I mean, basic, can you read, can you write? But men, being physical creatures, we're gonna look at how you look first. That's number one. Then it's gonna go down to, is she clean? Can she clean? Is she gonna keep a clean home? Is she gonna be a good mother? Is she gonna be supportive to me? Is she cultured enough and trained enough, and this is on her parents, that when I take her out in certain environments, she can use her cutlery well? Her table manners are impeccable. She dresses well. She dresses modestly. A man looking for a wife is looking at stuff like that. If we're looking for a jump off, we don't care if she has her boobs out, because we're just looking for a jump off. Wham bam, thank you ma'am kind of deal. But if we're looking for a wife, the woman who we want to build with, the woman who we want to be the support for the family, while us as men are at the helm, at the head of the household, who we want to raise our kids with the values that we have, that we want her to hopefully have to impart on into our children. We're looking for real decent women. And of course, in a perfect world, she's decent, she's clean, she can cook, and you know, she can throw down in the you know where, you know, in the sack. You know, we want all of these things. We want the full package. We will actually take a woman who is not Halle Berry standard. Yeah, and I think personally my woman is gorgeous, right? Maybe some people may disagree, but I think she's gorgeous, right? She's half Kenyan, half Japanese. She got the what black women call good hair, and she got the Japanese eyes and the small nose. I like a small nose on a woman, right? She got pretty feet as well. Her feet ain't jacked up with bunions and corns and all that type of stuff. Physically, she's what I like. She's very smart, all that stuff. So ladies, while some of you hate on Kevin Samuels, you should be able to filter out the offense from the stuff that can actually help you. Okay, you should be able to filter out, okay, he's a bit abrasive in this video, but I understand what he's saying about getting yourself right, losing weight, getting in shape. Okay, it's the same for men. If we're big fat roly-polies, we are at a disadvantage if we're trying to date. If we're healthy looking, you don't have to be six-pack ripped, but if we're healthy looking, you know, we have a much better chance. We have a more extensive dating pool to swim in, compared to if we're not taking care of ourselves. We're not working out, we're not eating right. All this factors in how we look. Women look at men's shoulders and arms and chest and all that stuff. So if you're working out and you get everything looking good, then you're going to appeal to more women. I mean, this is just common sense. But one thing I wanted to talk about with this whole Kevin Samuels thing is that there is nothing wrong with some abrasive truth, if it's true, if it's real. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Women tell me all the time about how they don't want a man with a big gut, receding hairline, if he ain't got X amount of money in the bank, or he's not doing a certain profession. I have these conversations with friends and family, or colleagues even, okay, or even just acquaintances that I meet in passing. Women have their standards too. There's nothing wrong if us men have standards with what we want from our women. There's nothing wrong with it. We have standards, you know. But was there something else I wanted to talk about with the Kevin Samuels thing? No, not really. I think I've covered everything I needed to cover with him. May his soul rest in peace. He helped a lot of people. He was hated by many, but he actually helped a lot of people who said he saved their marriages, or he helped them to get married. Women who couldn't meet someone, didn't know how to meet people, or how to be, you know, to be a submissive wife, for example, which is a problem with a lot of women. Most women nowadays don't want to submit to their husbands. They have this idea that if I have a university degree and I'm earning X amount of money, then, you know, then I should, you know, if I earn more than him or whatever, then I should be in control. I should be the head of the family. No! The man should be at the head of the family. Not saying that you're below him, right? Not saying that the man doesn't value your input in decisions and whatever. But for especially for women who claim to be Christian, you're talking about Christian this, Christian that. According to biblical scripture, the man's at the head, and you're the backbone. If I'm misquoting the Bible, I apologize. I'm no biblical scholar, but that's just the basics, right? Regardless of how much he earns, whether you earn 150,000 and he earns 50,000, right? His income shouldn't matter. He should still be at the head. You should still have that respect for him. That's the reality. If you're following these basic Christian principles of what a marriage is, you submit to him, right? And if you're going to marry him in the first place, you must have some degree of trust for his judgment, right? You must think you must have some, at least even an inkling that he can lead and make wise decisions for you and the rest of the family, the kids and whatnot, right? So if you're going to marry a guy, you must trust him in that basic thing alone, at least that, right? But hey, that's all I've got to say about that. Your money means nothing to me, ladies, and your qualifications, by the way. I'll date rich women. I'm off the market now, of course, but I don't have a problem being around rich women. You know, some women like, oh, you know, because of my job, I'm having trouble meeting men because men feel intimidated by my title, my income, blah, blah, blah. That means nothing to me. You could have $6 million in the bank and you're some exec in blah, 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 right? I still date you. It means nothing, right? That stuff, I'm not fazed by that type of stuff. A woman's academic qualifications and money, that doesn't faze me. You're still getting this. But listen, let me sign off. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please click like, please comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get told whenever I put out a new video. Until the next video. Oh, by the way, if you want to support me in my entrepreneurial endeavors, all my links are below in the description section. Until the next video, take care. Peace.